Mic'd up.
Back to the Yankees Coast to Coast podcast. You got Adam Schneider and Michael Miller. Sorry to tell you, we are going to possibly have Kramer from Fantasy Camp if we can. It's all on Kramer if he can do this.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do this, it could be the fact you'll never see him live ever again.
He's done.
But
he's toast.
Is he done?
Kramer is out. You will see this, the last of Kramer. You will see the Kramer bobblehead. No, we're gonna all put on some good thoughts out there for Kramer, because this is not an easy thing. He has to actually talk to people cogently and ask them questions.
Wait. He's a lawyer and a litigator.
My point made. No offense to our many members of the bar who participate.
Hey, that would be me.
Podcast.
I resemble that remark.
I had someone ask me who's the second bobblehead, so I'm going to remind everybody who is out there. This is Thurman, number 15. For those of you wondering, our many members. Anyway, it's been a great couple days at Fantasy Camp. I've heard some good signs. My team, the Highlanders, are now.
Your team? Am I not on that team anymore?
Sorry, my bad. Our team, the Highlanders, doing excellent, quite well. A friend of the show, Steve Caro, is hitting a lofty 590.
Oh! What's up, guys?
We have a Kramer sighting
from Tampa.
I am here live from Yankee Fantasy Camp, and I'm going to turn the attention to Stephen Cairo. We're going to ask him a question.
I was just talking about it.
You're now on camera. Why do you come back to Fantasy Camp all these years? Tell us whatever your thoughts are, what comes to your mind.
So now, being back 8 years.
Wait, time out.
No longer.
Closer. So we can hear him.
No, go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello out there, world.
Go ahead. We just had to get you closer. Okay.
No longer about the baseball after all these years. I come back for the guys, to hang out with the Yankee greats, to hear the stories. It's about all the friends I've made. I came to Yankee Camp originally, and I rekindled a long-lost friendship with a high school friend that I hadn't seen in 30 plus years. And we are now very close friends, which is amazing. I come with my brother every year. We just have the best time in camp. And it's just the friends that you meet here that are going to last a lifetime.
Is it extra special that you're able to share it with your brother? Because most people here, well, I shouldn't say that. Some people here don't share it with a family member. So What's the perspective of the extra benefit that you get from sharing it with someone very, very close to you?
So growing up as a Yankee fan with my brother and watching many games together, going to many games together, it's definitely special to experience this together with him. I know that he loves coming back, and I push him every year to come. He probably wouldn't come if I didn't ask him, but I think deep down he does love coming. And he also loves being with the guys and a lot of the friends that he's made. And it's just very special.
Well, we thank you for your comments.
Wait, Kramer,
go back.
We have questions for him. Get him back.
Do you have a question for him?
Yeah,
yes.
We have a question for Carol.
Okay, I don't know if he's going to be able to hear you, but we'll try.
Get closer to him.
They have a question for you.
For me?
For you.
I don't know what they're saying.
We have a couple. Adam, go ahead. We were just talking about you, by the way, Mr.
Carol. I was saying that you're hitting a lofty 590 at camp.
I'm sorry, he can't hear you.
Oh,
Lord!
Sorry,
he can't hear you. It's not going to work that way. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, Kramer,
there's a lot of background noise, but I'll be back with the next guest.
See you guys. Okay, thank you.
By the way, Kramer. Hey, Kramer got something right. Yay for Kramer. Unbelievable.
I am amazed.
Kramer.
Oh now God. He's gonna. My brother just texted me. He's going to be doing them all night now. It's going to be over. He's going to be doing it. I love it.
I told Kramer this was his chance to shine. It's about time. Something.
I mean, come on. These are our friends. How hard can this be? Come on. He's doing great. So anyway, good things I'm hearing. Steve, I just want everyone to know Steve Caro is a wonderful friend. He and I drove around a golf cart on Sunday together. He and his brother is trying to teach me how to play. Which I've never really played this game, so I'm learning. But great guy, a member of our team out here up in New York, our over 55 league, the Brooklyn Codgers, and it's gonna be a great year. But he's a good guy. He's an excellent hitter who plays pretty nice left field, and it's great to have him aboard. So apparently camp is going great. Weather's terrible. I've never seen it. It is. I don't think the sun's come out in 7 days. I mean, how often is that the case in Florida? I mean, I went down Friday or Saturday. It rained Saturday, Sunday, a little bit nice on Monday, then rained Tuesday. It's been freezing. What can you do?
But they haven't missed any games yet. They got 2 games in each day.
Right. They haven't been getting the game.
Granted, they have 2 ties, and their record is 3-1 3-1.
There's no tying in baseball.
Yeah, well, there's no crying in baseball either, but Kramer was crying when he broke his leg that day on the field. But it was 3-1-2, so they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're excellent. They're great defense. Apparently, their infield is very solid. They got a new shortstop, and they moved their old shortstop to take over at second from me. So he's, they're definitely doing better than they would be.
They got rid of me because I was the shortstop last year, and I knew we were in trouble when that was happening.
That was a tough one. So anyway, it's a really good thing. I'm so happy to hear that we got Kramer, and we're hearing about Kramer.
Kramer says there's doing some loudspeaker announcement. It's probably a promo for the cruise that's sponsoring the cigar night.
Yeah, exactly. the Yankee cruise. Yanks are always selling, always closing.
So I will say this: camp is fun. It is a lot of fun. The times we have at camp are more. The first camp which we were at together in 2004 was a lot different than the next camps that we went to. You went to like 8 or 9 in a row, then took some years off, and other than this year, you got to 3 or 4 more in a row. So you're at like what, camp 10 or 11, 12?
No, 15, I'm at 15. This would have been 15 for me if I'd gone this year.
And I'm at 7, I think. I don't know because I don't go every year anyhow.
No.
Or 6.5 since I left early last year. But some of the things at camp go beyond the field, and I want to show a quick video. One of the things that happened a few years ago was our team, and at the time I was on a team called the River Dogs. And let's just say we were having a very difficult time catching and throwing the baseball. So our coach was Tanyan Sturts, and Sturts, in his infinite wisdom, decided that we needed to have a voodoo situation to get the curse off of our gloves. And I'm going to show you that video. You see it okay?
Got it.
Come on, now being used. We're going to the right. Going to the right. Okay? Here we go.
All right. Someone's doing the 4 questions in the background.
Well, he had a cross and he had a yarmulke.
I heard some of them
representation.
Mani's Tana.
But you were there. I think I saw your face on that one.
Maybe that was me. I might have done that.
Well, we were pretty piss poor that year. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that was
it was pretty bad. But we, you try different things at fantasy camp, just like the Yankees wore the golden thong that one year.
Yeah,
with Jason Giambi to try and do that, and I think this was a better option than somebody wearing the golden thong.
Correct. Yeah, and what's really funny about it is that after the video was taken, the coaches got together, probably watched and laughed at the stupidity of us. But hey, listen, baseball players are a superstitious bunch. But
we didn't get any better, if I recall.
We did not, and he was Tanyan loved it. Tanyan, that was the year that Tanyan said, Schneider, you're in decline. What happened to you, man? You're in decline.
That's also the year he didn't remember your name, I think.
Well, he never remembers, but Tanyan yells at me, you're in decline, Schneider. And I said, Tanyan, I'm 55. You were 27. What was your excuse? Didn't go down well.
I have another. I think it's the same year where Sturts had us go to Kangaroo Court, but it's a little longer. So I'm going to let Kramer try and get back in when he's got something. But we've had a lot of fun at camp. We play baseball, not well.
Yeah, some of the funniest moments. There are two very funny things that happened at camp that this day always cracked me up. We had one year where one of our players had one of these adjunct lockers, and we pulled on Uncle Morty on him. His locker was just sort of added to the row by the Yankees. It wasn't attached to the rest. And one day we picked it up and we moved it out to center field. So his entire locker moved out to center, and he comes in, and the look on his face. Actually, this is a story that I wish Frank was telling, but he comes in and he just does not know where his locker is, and it was this wonderful moment of what happened. Like he just couldn't quite get that there was, like, he's going and he's counting, he's going to different aisles. He says, "What happened to all my stuff?" And sure enough, there it is, sitting in center field. One of the funniest things that. Oh, here we go.
I'm back.
There he is. He's back.
I have a very, very special guest right now. Legendary Yankee Homer Bush.
Homer, welcome.
Homer.
What's up, baby?
How are you, buddy?
Homer, the question is, you've coached quite a few Yankee camps. Tell us why you come back.
Man, just good people, and the opportunity to play baseball for a week. I mean, you can't beat it. And I'm able to share a little bit of my baseball knowledge. I mean, man, it really is a great time.
Now, if people don't hit low on the zone, do they get fined $5 or $10 in Kangaroo Court?
Absolutely. They end up not having a good camp.
Thanks very much for your time. We love having you here also.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank
Kramer.
you, buddy.
Kramer.
You got to give us a chance to talk.
Where he's coaching this year.
I can't hear you guys with the background. I'm sorry, guys. I can't hear you with the background noise.
Fine.
But I'll be back.
Thanks, Kramer.
Good job.
So, hey, why don't we play the Homer video? We got Homer. We have a Homer interview that you did.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to play that. I got to find it.
Oh, okay. I can.
There it is. I got it. There's
Hold
Homer.
on 1 second. You got it?
Yep.
All right, I got Homer Bush here. He's going to tell us a story about his favorite part of slaying at the old Yankee Stadium. We know this, a world champion, and just a great guy and a great part of the Yankee community. Tell us what. Yeah, so for me, when I got called up with Darryl Strawberry, and we played the old Yankee Stadium, Texas Rangers. And for me, just the history, like walking out the tunnel into the stadium was special in itself. But the intimacy of how close the fans were, it felt like they were actually part of the game. And I mean, that was just amazing. And even if you didn't have enough energy for that day, because the baseball season can get long, playing the old Yankee Stadium, the fans brought that energy out of it because they were just so close. Now, as an opposing player, was that a hard part of playing there as well? Would you say that was hard for the opposing team?
Absolutely, because immediately I was traded to the Yankees, to the Blue Jays the next year, and man, I'm telling you, it's as if like they were right on top of you. You could hear them say, "Homer, you suck." I was like, "Dude, you just told me you love me last week."
I love it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
So
nice.
That was nice of Homer. And Homer last year managed out in Staten Island.
Yeah, but he's done. That was just a 1 year, one and done, apparently.
And I know he does some work with the Texas Rangers.
He does.
With their youth baseball camps.
He does. I think he's a member of the maybe the Blue Jays camp as well. So I think he does that. A lot of these guys, they work for multiple teams, which I think is really good because it's good that everybody should be part of this. And Homer's one of the really great.
Here I am. We have now a very special guest, which I know you know who he is. Say hello to Arnie.
Caesar.
Caesar. So, Arnie, question is, you've been to how many camps now?
This is my 13th camp.
Why do you keep coming back?
I come back because the friends that I've met over the years, especially my friend Lloyd, I come in here every year joining him and enjoying the camp, the camaraderie, and meeting up with the Yankee legends.
Thank you for your time. We're happy to be your teammate.
Thank you.
Way to go, Kramer. Kramer just popping in and out. As is Adam, obviously. Adam, where'd you go, man? We lost Adam, so you guys are stuck with me for a little bit. One of the things that we're also going to have on today is a guy named Ron Blomberg, and he was the first designated hitter in the history of baseball. And we have an interview with him that Adam did, as well as his conversation about being the first DH. So let's take a look at that while we got a chance.
These guys are making probably 100,000 times more than what I made, but I saved a lot of guys' careers and a lot of wealthy guys that or the DH got their own airplanes and stuff, where I still have to take the bus.
Why did you think it was a joke?
I just glorified pitch hitter, to be honest with you, back then. Nobody ever thought that the DH, for example, would be in existence 38 years later. It was basically a pitch hitter. But if you look at it now, it's a position player. I think it's great for the game of baseball. 50% of the people love it.
Hold on, Kramer.
We have a very special guest.
Go ahead, Kramer.
Hey, Coach Barfield.
How are you guys doing?
Barfield.
Now, how many camps have you been involved with?
Oh my God, 20 plus.
And
easily.
what makes you keep coming back?
The camaraderie, you guys. I just love the fun times we have and get to tell the stories and watch you guys play, get some laughs. Actually, I saw some darn good hitting today. You guys are getting better and better.
Now,
That's really nice.
Here's the other question. How do you guys make it still look so easy?
I don't know if it's easy. I can't get the bat from A to B like I used to, but at least, you get out there and you have fun, and it's all about charity. We love it, and as long as I'm healthy, I'll be back.
One other question. Now, in Fantasy Camp from right field, it'll take probably 5 throws to throw out a runner. What do we do about that?
Well, first off, you have to have something to work with. You know what I'm saying? You can build up arm strength, but you have to be accurate with it as well. So hit your target, guys. Use your legs to throw.
And one other thing, congratulations on your induction to the Canadian Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
That's it.
Way to go, Danny boy.
Kramer.
Get out of here.
We lost.
So
Who else? Did I miss somebody?
I was in the middle of playing a Blomberg interview about being the first DH. And Kramer popped in, so I had to stop the video.
That's important.
I know.
The live pop-ins are the key. Do you want to play some of what?
Let me finish the rest of the Blomberg. Yeah, let's go to what Blomberg had to say to you. How about that?
Okay.
Let me.
You got to get a little closer. It needs to be a little louder. It's hard to hear.
All right. Well, Kramer, me or Kramer, or both of us?
That's you. Kramer's fine.
Okay. So let me see if I can get Blomberg. Well, I got John Conti. Let me see if I can find Blomberg. I must have lost his video someplace along this line.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? You played the Blomberg video.
Okay. Bear with us. Keep talking.
So Blomberg was talking about how he made people's careers and how he, guys are making millions of dollars right now, and he was making barely 100 as a DH, and that those guys now get to take private planes, and all he gets to do is take the bus.
That's our boy.
And we had a good conversation with Blomberg that one day. We rode in a car with him, and it was me, you, and Blomberg in the back seat. And he said it's the first time he's been in camp where the Jews outnumbered the non-Jews with regard to what was going on in the car. The other thing that you should know about Blomberg, he does have his biography. It's available on Amazon. It's called The Designated Hebrew, the Ron Blomberg story. Hard copy on Amazon. Still available today.
All-time Yankees first designated hitter.
You got it? I see Munson's head.
I'm here with Ron Blomberg, the Boomer, one of my favorite all-time Yankees first designated hitter, designated Hebrew. I asked him the question, his favorite baseball stadium to play with the Yankees. Was it Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, or then the new Yankee Stadium? So go ahead, Ron.
Old Yankee Stadium is by far the best. They have the greatest people that ever played at the stadium. When you were there, was Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Whitey Ford, Yogi Berra, and when you have Muhammad Ali, when you had Pope was there, old Yankee Stadium was absolutely the greatest place I have ever played.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Al.
There you go. Ron Blomberg with his favorite place to play baseball was Yankee Stadium.
And one of the all-time best, probably one of the best camp, legends, whatever you want to call them, camp ball players ever to go. Probably gone to more camps than I can't think of anybody else who's gone to more camps than he has. He's been there. He's been going to every one for had to be 20 years now, 25 years, because I know he went before you and I did. And he's there pretty much every single year, every year. And
he goes to November. He goes to November and January, right?
If he can. I mean, he'll do whatever he has to do, but it's like his business. And he's a great guy. He talked to me and he said he'd like to do the show. I think we might do an event with him because guy's just a wealth of knowledge. And, an incredible baseball player. First round, Yankees first round draft choice, 1965, right? When they re-entry draft, when they first did it,
There he is.
Going to join us. Let's say hello to Chris Sweeney.
What's up, guys?
Hey!
So Chris, how many camps have you done?
I think this is my sixth one.
How many? Six. What makes you come back?
I come back because of the Yankee family and the traditions and basically they do everything right, more or less, and hanging out with my friends and new friends that I meet every year, especially my boy Dan Kramer. And I'm not kidding about that one. He's a good dude, but the Highlanders are the way to go. I love my guys. So my wife lets me come back every 2 years. So I take her up on that opportunity every chance I get. So I can't not come. I love it. I love these guys. I love these people. And I love the Yankees.
There you go. Perfect
You're the
answer.
man. Thank you.
I'll check in with you guys later.
Take
Bye,
it easy,
Kramer.
Danny boy. Kramer.
Now Kramer's nailing it. Chris Sweeney, also known as Sweeney, is just a terrific guy. Great ball player. Lives not far from me. Was my shortstop combination. We must have turned 20 double plays a couple years. I'm not kidding. We won most games because it seemed that every time we had an opportunity, he would flip the ball to me. It was perfect double plays. One of these great ball players. Does everything solid, and he's just a lot of fun. We love Chris, but it is funny that his wife will not let him come every year.
That's all right. Okay, we're back, and you're going to see a familiar face right now. Say hi to Justin Shackil of the Yes Network.
Hey!
So, what do you think so far of the camp?
This camp is so much fun. This is my first one. They invited me down here. We covered it for Yes. Yes got some decent footage, maybe a mixed bag of good plays and bad plays. But overall, I had zero expectations coming into my first camp, and this goes above and beyond anything I could have imagined. It feels like family. You have great humans, great Yankee fans coming together. It's a memorable week.
Please tell us that you won't give the Yes Network any footage of things on the baseball field you've never seen before or any normal person has ever seen.
Yes!
I told them to burn the evidence. I don't have final cut, so it's at their discretion, but I trust them. I faith in them.
Okay.
Well, I'm a lawyer by profession, so you can burn evidence. I know all the judges. But we're thrilled to have you at camp, and we hope you come back.
I appreciate it. I'll be back anytime you want me to be back. It's so much fun.
And thanks for all the great work on the Yes Network.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I love hearing things from fans. I'm the new guy, so it's important to hear stuff like that. I'm trying to gain everyone's trust, so thank you. I'm grateful and appreciative.
We're glad to have you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, buddy.
Kramer. That's a good get.
I love how he cuts himself off.
What I understand is that, I saw Shackil on TV all the time last year, but the guy looks like he's 23 years old. He's another one of those Fordham guys, Michael Kay and Ryan Rucco and now Justin Shackil. They're all Fordham guys.
There's a direct link. They've got it all. They've got a connection right down there, and everybody's making their way.
You know who the famous broadcasting alum is from Fordham, right?
Was it Frank Messer?
No. Much bigger than Frank Messer. Was it one more?
Was it? Was it? What's his name? Vince Scully?
Yes, it was Vince Scully.
Wow, I got it.
Vince Scully is the. It's like being from. He's to Fordham what Marv Albert and Bob Costas are to Syracuse.
And I think I cheated. I think there's a ballpark named after him there. They might have a stadium, Vince Scully Ballpark.
I think
used
the
to be the
baseball
Rudolph
stadium.
Giuliani ball. What? Might be the football. It used to be
think
the Rudy Giuliani Stadium, but that was unceremoniously removed from the.
Scully deserves it more for baseball. Naming things after people is always. See what's going. Osti sends us a note. See if you can get Kramer to get Jake Gibbs on.
We're trying. We're trying very hard, buddy.
Nice to know at least one person's listening, though.
Yeah, we do have one fan. That is nice to know. Thank you, Joe. We're
gonna have Osti on the program. Let's see if we can get. Let's see what some of these comments are. We asked for some favorite baseball memories, and Big Juicy. It's a sort of fantasy camp memory. Mm-hmm. It's from the league that we play in, or I play in. You used to play in, and Big Juicy Dave Hall has this to say.
One of my favorite memories is playing at Borman Field at the Veterans Home in Yountville, California. I play there every year and love to see the veterans. They'd come out and watch us and laugh at us, cheer us on. And afterwards, we'd stick around because at the concession stand, they sold beer, among other things. So we would chat with the guys and just get to know them and have a great time sharing memories of baseball and other things in their lives.
So I play up there every year, and a couple of things. One is when I catch, or I used to catch in the league, I had a veteran who I became friendly with, and I would turn around and I'd have him call all the pitches. So he would give me a sign, and I'd give it to the pitcher. And if the pitcher shook it off, I would go out and yell at him, and I would say to him, you can't shake me off. The veteran's calling the pitches. The only pitcher who ever threatened the veteran and said that he would not throw with the veteran called if he didn't want to was Chili, your favorite pitcher. But the veterans are great. They do a 50-50 raffle. And then, of course, the beers and the dogs are like $2 each there at the stadium. It's the only place that we play where you can actually drink, and they have a concession stand. It is so much fun up there at Borman Field. Hopefully we get to play up there again this year.
Is that where is that? Is it in San Rafael?
No, it's in Yountville, which is up by Napa and Sonoma.
Oh, up in Napa. Oh, I never went that far up.
So it's a big veterans home and hospital. So it's actually really nice to play up there. We get to hang out with the veterans. We all make donations. We do the 50-50 raffle. We buy all sorts of stuff. It's a really cool place to play. It's a really nice field. Mm-hmm. We have to compete for that field with the Babe Ruth League players. So we try and get on there when we can. It's got ivy on the fences like Wrigley. However, you can't go on the other side of the fence to fetch the balls. It's just a little bit of rattlesnake issue over there.
Oh,
so it's kind of nice.
Nice safety tip. We appreciate that. And anyone else? What else do we got?
Let's see if we can. Let's get your sister in here.
Oh, this is on my brother's account. Steve, an FOS, as we all know. Steve is doing much better. Everyone should know he is out of the hospital and on the mend. And amazingly, the other third of the Schneider siblings are together today. So here she is.
All right.
Hi, this is Adam's sister Beth, and I know you're taking questions, but I'm going to share a memory of old Yankee Stadium. So my memory is that I went with my father, my brother, my Aunt Sis, and Mickey Mantle hit a home run, and my dad said to me that it was because of me that he hit the home run. It was a gift. And then my brother, Steve, will be on to explain more.
All right, so I'm going to play Steve since it's a continuation.
Hi, it's now Steve. What we did was we went back and checked. That was April 29th, 1967. Yankees beat the Angels 5-2. Mantle did his first home run of the season, but more importantly, Jake Gibbs went a solid 1 for 4, batting second in the lineup.
Jake Gibbs, wow, that's pretty cool.
Mike, you're frozen. We lost you. You're like,
well, I'm still here as far as I can tell. I don't know what's going on. Am I still frozen?
you're frozen. You're like this.
Well, that's probably a good look for me.
It's not. It's not a good look. There you are. There he is. He's back.
I turned the
you're
camera
back.
off and on to see what happens.
There it is.
I kind of like the frozen.
Okay. So Jake Gibbs got batting second, mind you, in that great 1967 Yankee lineup. Had Roy White in it. We had Bobby Mercer. Probably was on his was in his serving National Guard, I guess. And I don't know. That was a pretty bad team, pretty bad Yankee team.
Well,
all right.
They are.
So, but what else did I want to say? Oh, you want? Well, go on. I think we have a couple others we want to listen to at this point.
That's it as far as that. I figured we go to Rivers, but I wanted to show a Rivers highlight before we do anything.
Oh yeah, let's show Rivers.
All right. So let's see if I can. Which one do I want to show? That's a Rivers highlight. We'll show a Rivers highlight. Here we go. It's a Rivers World Series.
Kramer here for the final time.
Final time.
I want to introduce you to a new friend of mine. It's Robert. Robert is a rookie camper. So the question is,
Robert,
what made you decide to come to Fantasy Camp?
Well, what made me decide to Fantasy Camp is I wanted to meet the greats. I wanted to experience once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm hoping that this won't be the only once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's such great camaraderie with all the campers, as well as the former players, the former greats. It's just been a wonderful time.
Did the camp meet your expectations so far?
It exceeded my expectations.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, and we hope you come back to camp for many years to come. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Robert. Thank you,
Kramer. Before I could say, Kramer, do whatever you want. Come back, don't come back. We don't care. He seems to be cutting himself off.
So Robert, I met Robert the other day for the first time in the pre-camp, Lenny's pre-camp, and he had just walked up first time, and I said, "Hey, first time camper." I think I met him at the hotel, and he was getting ready. Had the Yankee stuff on. I said, "First time?" He said, "This is it. Never done it before. Can't wait. Nervous." Everyone's a little nervous when you go to camp because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how you're going to play. You know what the quality of play is going to be. You don't want to look bad in front of the Yankees just in case Cashman's up there signing players, which is, of course, utterly ridiculous. But it's, this stuff crosses your mind. So I remember the first time I went out, I was nervous. I was very nervous. So they're about to close. So he wants to have a little fun. I think he probably wants to enjoy. Kramer's doing a great job. So let's all thank all 8 of you out there. Let's thank Mr. Dan
I think
Kramer.
8 is being generous. I think all we got out there is Joe Ostley and Frank Cassess today.
And my brother. I know my brother's.
Oh, yeah, and your brother. I don't even think my brothers are listening today. So
they got to work. Most people are working right now. So.
My brother's Todd's a teacher. He's been done for hours. And Richard works from home, so he can do whatever he wants. He's a slacker.
Okay. So why don't you put Mickey on?
I got a Rivers highlight, and we'll go from there.
Garvey goes, and the ball is pushed to the right side, and it goes into right field for a base hit. And Garvey goes on around second, goes into third. He's coming to the plate. Here's the throw. It is out. Close play. And that'll get some conversation out of the Dodger dugout. I'll guarantee you.
That was a great tag by Munson. Did you see Munson's tag? That wasn't the throw. The throw was up the. He was safe. Yeah.
Not showing the replay. He was safe. He was safe. But I figured I'd show an unusual Rivers highlight since, Rivers throwing.
You never see Mickey. You never see Mickey throw, and Mickey was an excellent center fielder. He was the fastest one in the league. Nobody could outrun him. His arm was not great. He'll be the first to admit it wasn't his strength. But boy, could he run, and he caught everything. I never saw him drop a ball.
Okay, so here's an even better highlight. This is from an old timers game. How's that? I'm going to play this. I wasn't going to, but I saved it, so I'll do it. And you'll see the picture is our friend Tanyan Sturts.
The game, you might have to come in.
Wait a second. So the right fielder got hurt and had to leave, but the catcher stayed.
Oh, Mickey.
Watch this again on the replay, though.
That was a great catch by Mickey Rivers.
Dad is yelling.
Mickey with a lot of swagger. Look at this. Wow.
That's Mickey. Love it. So Mickey, great, and of course brought the fastest man I ever saw. Nobody went first to third better. Nobody.
The fact that he can't walk, it looks like a 97-year-old man when he was in his prime in major leagues, and yet he couldn't walk from me to you if we're sitting next to each other on the bench.
There's the great story that Mickey tells better than anybody about how he wasn't feeling well and he was sick as a dog. Major playoff game, maybe the World Series. He just didn't want to play. Steinbrenner goes in, talks to Billy. Billy says he's not feeling well. I can't get him to go. He goes, "That's it, Mickey. What's it going to take?" So the next thing you know, Mickey's getting all ready and he's counting the money. So he's got $1,000 in $100 bills. He's counting the money, puts it in his pocket, and then he gets on the field. Go out there, get yourself out there.
He probably played with the money in his pocket.
He played with the money in his pocket, leads off, gets a single. The next, I think he steals second base, slides. Munson hits a double. And as he's coming around third base, you see there's money lying all over the infield. $100 bills lying all over the infield. Well,
yeah, that's how Rivers tells it. That's right. I remember that story.
Classic Rivers.
So you had a chance to talk to Mickey when you were down in Tampa. I've got that queued up right now. See if I can get the volume up a little bit louder for all of us here today.
You have to really listen.
It's actually not bad if you want to know the truth.
Rivers right here, Nick the Quick, is going to tell us about his favorite place to
Get a little closer, Mike.
Well, my favorite place to play is the old Yankee Stadium. He had the more opportunity to see the history. The history was the most important thing about that stadium there. And everybody said, "Oh, you hit it to left field. That's the longest route." But since you're left and you hit to right field, you get a good shot for the little guys to hit it out. The little guys like this. So, you feel good to think about that out there. And the monument out there in the center field, hey, you can hit one out there and you run for days out there. So for me, the old stadium was the best, but you enjoyed being around. And plus, I had some of the best leaders. What we'll see, Mano come around. Not only Yogi there, Yogi was there all the time. Whitey Ford, Joe DiMaggio, the young guy, Joe Pepperton at the time, but we got the gas to see. That was the amazing thing about playing in the Yankee, or being a Yankee, playing at the old.
So, see, I thought Mickey was, I remember we used to go to camp, and the story was that you used to have a translator when Mickey would talk. And the translator was Oscar Gamble for all those years. And Oscar passed away last year.
It was a loss. A great guy. Mickey was my coach one year. I had Mickey, Al Downing, and Darryl Strawberry. That was a great group. 3 amazing guys. And Mickey, I was playing center field, probably right center field, left center field, whatever. Because the Yankees Fantasy Camp has 4 outfielders. So just for those of you folks who are on our fantasy camp teams, like, I don't know if the Giants do that or what, but Yankees always have 4 outfielders. Nope, don't both 3. So I was playing, and Mickey comes running out, to the pitcher's mound. Actually, he's talking to the pitcher, turns around, and he goes, "Adam!" And I look at him like this, and he goes, "Mickey, do you want me to go back or come forward?" And he says, "Yes." And he turns around and runs back to the That's Mickey Rivers. I'm just, whatever.
So do you remember, I'm sure you do. You remember the story? I was driving, and it was one of our camps. And I was driving, and you were getting coffee, and you said, "Hey, I got a couple of guys who need a ride." And I said, "Okay, I'll come around." I said, "We got a small car, so tell them it's, they wanted to put 3 more guys plus you and me in the car. And I said, yeah. I said, we could do it. It's going to be a tight fit. So you walk out the front door, and I'm waiting there, and out you walk with Oscar Gamble, Mickey Rivers, and Chris Chambliss. And the funniest thing to me is Chambliss is a big guy. Gamble, Rivers, and you are not. First thing that happens is Gamble gets into the front seat. Chambliss gets in one side, Mickey gets in the middle, and then you get in the other side of the back seat. And then I look up in the rearview mirror, and all I see is Mickey's face. And I say, the car behind me looks just like Mickey Rivers. And he turns around like, what are you talking about? Because all I could see was Mickey's face. That was a great car ride. And
that was a great car ride.
You go, they missed the bus. I go, well, okay, we'll give them a ride. They missed the bus.
You know, and I always did that because I always wanted to. That's one of the reasons I have a car at camp. I mean, people always say you don't necessarily need a car, but you know, one of the best parts of it is there's always one of the guys waiting. So I get that extra time, in the car. I've had great rides. I did it last year. I had Jim Leyritz. I have Blomberg multiple times. Blomberg talks about, deli food for hours. He won't get out of the car. He just talks about Bronx delicatessen.
Blomberg doesn't get out of the car. Blomberg coached the Israeli Olympic team and coached in Israel for a while. And from what I've been told, a second cousin of mine is one of his buddies that coaches with him. But I don't even know if I've ever met him. But his last name is Holtz, and he coaches with Blomberg. What's the Israeli league? What do you think? And he coached the Israeli team in the World Baseball Classic last year. My cousin, not that I've met him, but he coached them.
Wow, that's great, impressive.
Yeah. So I want to show one more video. This one's a little bit more raw from Fantasy Camp, and this is another Sturts produced video. This is what happens when you do not perform well at camp, and you get called out to Kangaroo Court. You'll be able to see Sturts. He's making the presentation. Mickey Rivers, who's the judge for Kangaroo Court, right behind him. Jim Leyritz, who's one of the prosecutors, and I think Oscar Gamble, who was our defense attorney, which was money wasted if you went for a defense attorney.
Never won a case.
Defense attorney, Gamble would turn on you in 2 seconds, and the fine would be doubled. So that's the best part. So I'm gonna play that video of our friend Tanyan bringing us up on charges. So let me get that one queued up. Here we go. Oh, I got to find my little play button here. There we go.
$5,000 to come with you. Told me not allowed to with you. Okay. It says in small print on any who sends the stuff out that you need to act like a Yankee, respect the uniform, and what I saw yesterday did not respect the NY at all. Complete fucking garbage. 2 Yankees. It was disgusting. Where's Gibby? Poor Gibby almost had a fucking heart attack. Watching this shit. This poor guy's ticket can't take that crap. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to find your pants. We got them all knotted up. You want big league life, you get big league life. This is what happens, all right? We know hazing's out now. You can't fucking dress anybody up. It's all washed. So you can find your pants, get them unknotted, and then you can go pay $10 for your fucking jersey. That's it, $10 per man for your jersey. And they can't find the pants on the first row. Take him in the corner. We don't need to see your sorry
So that's a typical Sturts Fantasy Camp fine for just sucking, general suckiness. When you do something specifically bad, he gets you for more. And for more money.
I played for the guy for 5 years. You did not know my name. Who? Adam who?
Well, so I have the story because I was there. So we're in I think we're in Osty's room, sitting around drinking, having a good time. It was me, Osty, Frank, probably Cavalea. And I come in and I said, what?
Stain.
I come in. Stain. And I come in and I say something about how you want to come upstairs and you wanted something, this, that, and the other thing, and all of a sudden Sturt's like, Adam who? And Osti and Frank are looking at him like, what are you talking about, Adam?
Second base.
And he's like, who's
He's
Adam?
the second baseman.
On, and none of us were telling him shit. So he was like, who's Adam? And then finally, I think it was Frank. He was like, you've only coached him for like 5 or 7 years. How do you not know who he is? And then you walked in, and he's like, oh, Schneider. He doesn't know anybody's name. He's amazing. And he, of course, he'll remember you because he's got to yell at you when you're on the field. So, that's what he'll do. So that's it. Yeah, that's some good fantasy camp memories and stuff like that.
Great memories. One of the funniest things I ever saw at camp was the we had a player named Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob,
and, very famous guy. It's been years nobody's seen or heard from him. We heard that he was in the witness protection program somewhere. Nobody knows, but he's been gone for a long time. Anyway, Bob was, quite frankly, there's like, you've got the 5-tool players, and then you've got the no-tool players. This guy was a 0-tool player. Came to camp. I don't think he'd ever picked up a glove, a bat. He just never played baseball. But he had a lot of heart, and he was in the outfield, and somebody hit a ball to him, and he got spun around like 4 times. I've never seen anybody spin this many times on it was one of these monster bombs way up in the air, but not far, just, and he went to it, spun around, fell down, got up again, spun around again, fell down. The ball drops 2 feet from him. He picks it up, but he's so dizzy from spinning. He picks the ball up and throws it over the center field fence. I have never in my life seen anybody throw the ball in the opposite direction, but this happened. One of the great moments, and that ball is still sitting at Steinbrenner Field somewhere out in the outfield.
You remember when we took Uncle Bob to Arizona for a tournament one time? Do you remember that?
That's right. And we were worried because we didn't think he could. That was one we were worried because he's not, wasn't going to play. I think he did a little bit. I don't think he had maybe he had.
We gave him a couple of at-bats.
But it was just, but just a very unusual person, very smart. But boy, was he a bad baseball player, but that was okay. He loved it. Didn't matter.
We went to Don and Charlie's, and the Cubs fantasy campers were there, and we sicked Uncle Bob on Pepitone. We sent Uncle Bob over to Pepitone just to bother him.
And that's funny because Pepitone was having an outer body, and Joe, who just passed away, another great friend of the not of the show, but can you imagine Pepitone on this podcast?
Let's just say he's watching us in the afterlife, whichever direction he may have gone.
That's right. But he was having quite an outer body experience when he sees all these Yankee fantasy camp guys coming over to him while he's doing the Cubs fantasy camp. He's just like, I've never seen him at any time. I never saw Pepitone speechless. This was a moment where he was without speech.
Well, we let Uncle Bob lead our way over there, so that was.
And he was just like, "Oh, what's going on? I got my problems. I got too many camps. Get out of here.
Too many camps." No. I miss Don and Charlie's. That place is gone now. That was a fantastic place.
Is it gone? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad. That was a great baseball. Didn't you see Bud Selig there?
Yes.
once?
Well, you were there. He was sitting. He was sitting at the table next to us with what looked like his wife and somebody else, and Tommy Tallarico, who's now a famous orchestra leader and video game music composer. Good guy. Got fined every year for wearing Angels red cleats at Yankee Camp. But he started screaming across the table at me, who was closest to Selig, and said, "He ruined the game, that Bud Selig. He was terrible. He let those guys use all those steroids." And Selig's sitting right there. And he's acting as if he's not there. And he was just screaming at the top of his lungs about how Bud Selig had ruined baseball. It was quite the dinner that night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
a couple. One of the questions that we asked people, I'm going to play it here. One of the questions was, and sadly, I really feel that Shea Stadium is maligned. I really going to Yankee games. Was this always great no matter where you saw it? I mean, even though Yankee Stadium was the best and there was no question that Shea was not up to stuff, it was still a great place to see baseball because it was the Yankees. So I went and we would go. And that was probably when we went more games than we ever went at any other time in our life. My brother was home. I was home. We were old enough to go to games. We just would go to a lot. We went all the time in 74 and 75. So we went to probably every homestand. We went to at least 2 games. So we would on that 7 line all the way out there. But one night in 1975, something happened, and I'll never forget it. I was at the game. I'm going to put it on right here. We got a great
Walter
moment.
Cronkite.
There was something of a doubleheader at New York City's Shea Stadium last night. Before the Yankees and the California Angels took the field, an artillery detachment from Brooklyn's Fort Hamilton observed the U.S. Army's 200th anniversary with a 21-gun salute. The cannons were loaded with blanks, of course, but close enough to the outfield fence to blast a hole at one point and start a fire at another. Repairs were made in time for the ball game. Final scores: Yankees 6, Angels 4, Army 21, fence nothing. And that's the way it is. Wednesday, June 11th, 1975. The supporter.
How could you not like a Walter Cronkite highlight, much less a blown-up stadium highlight?
It was. I'll never forget it. Now I was wrong. I thought my memory was off. I remember it as Robin Yount at the game playing center field, but I talked to Roy White about this, and it was a funny moment that they'll never forget. It's one of those things the players only could happen. A Yankee game at Shea Stadium where they literally blow down the center of the left field wall. But we were there, and you've never heard 6,000 fans laugh. It was like one of your A's games, buddy. But those days the Yankees did not grow up very well.
And I will take umbrage, using a big word that I might be using incorrectly, with the fact that you think Shea Stadium was a good stadium. It was a dump from day one.
I was being nice. I'm just saying that it's a memory. I have fond memories of going to games there because I was a big Bobby Bonds fan. I was a big Bobby Mercer fan, and I didn't like the trade, but I grew to really like Bobby Bonds in his short time with the Yankees. And I was actually upset that they traded him because I thought that he was going to be their big power. He was, with a little health, was going to have a great season in '76. But Yanks make one of the great trades in the history of fantasy camp. That's for sure. I mean, Yankee camp never would have had Mickey Rivers, who went on to be quite a star for the Yankees.
And Ed Figueroa was a damn good pitcher.
Great pitcher, won 20 games. I mean, really, 19. Maybe he won 19. I don't think he won
19
20
games in '77.
Yeah,
so,
but incredible.
I mean, Bonds was incredible. So yeah, I mean, I think your memories of Shea Stadium are like my memories are going to be about the Oakland Coliseum. I love going.
Yeah.
Of course, I love going because there's nobody there, but it's fantastic. The best thing I ever did at Shea Stadium was go to a Jets-Packers game in the snow when they had the New York Stock Exchange, and the place was just out of control. But it was just a blizzard, and we went to the game. I went with my Aunt Tina, Matthew Herman's mom. Took us to the game. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Used to go to Jet games with my dad, and then hit the Rangers games. And then we go to the Jet game on Sunday at Shea, and then hit the Ranger game Sunday night at the Garden on the way home. That was a fun day. Anyhow,
my brother is saying that we were wrong, that Figgy actually did win 20 games. So there was a 20-game season.
He did have a 20-game season, but I don't think it was that year. And your brother has the internet at his fingertips, unlike us.
It was more likely. I think he might have had a really good season in '76. It was an important. He wasn't their top starter, but he was close because they were still
Guidry was the top starter.
No, not in '76. It was Catfish.
All right, so it's '76.
Guidry didn't even pitch in '76, but he did he pitched. I think Guidry was a minor piece of the '76 team, but he came up in '77.
So this is Figueroa stats. He went 16-13 in '75 for the Angels. Yanks got him. He went 19-10. We got it right in '76. 16-11 in '77, and then when Guidry was busy going 25-3, Figueroa went 20-9. So they had two starting pitchers win 20 games and go combined 45-12.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. And Figueroa's ERA was 2.99 that year. He was fantastic. And then he fell off a cliff, got hurt, went 4-6. Then he went 3-3, and they traded him to Texas, where he went 0-7. And then he was on the A's, where he pitched 2 games for the A's, and that was it. That was the end of his career.
Was he in the Righetti deal, in the Dave Righetti trade?
could look that up for you if you'd like.
Because I know the Yankees got Rigetti from, I think, I don't
Texas.
remember who, Texas. He got him from Texas. I think the Sparky Lyle was in that deal.
Sparky Lyle, I think, was in that. All right, so here we go. And now, Yankees must have released him because he got purchased by the Texas Rangers from the Yankees.
Okay.
Then he signed back up with the Angels, with the Rangers for one season, and then got released. He got signed on March 1st and released May 25th. And then the same year, he went June 2nd to the A's, and then he was out of baseball after 2 games with the A's. That's pretty wild.
It makes me very happy that was some clip. But probably a classic, probably a rotator cuff or
probably some type of shoulder
Tommy
injury.
John. Could have been a Tommy John thing. You never knew back then.
By then they had Tommy John surgery because didn't Tommy John have his surgery?
Not then. He was the only one to do it in '74. He did it in '74, '75, and they hadn't perfected it. I don't think they were doing it to a lot of guys yet. He did it because he was the test case, but I don't think anybody else.
He should be in the Hall of Fame just for that. September '74 is when he had the surgery, Tommy John. So I think we're done for the day. What do you think?
I just want you to listen for a second. The way Yankee Stadium used to sound. Oh, they're showing a video of the Yankees going to Shea and how the Yankees had I think they were trying to push the fact they were going to Yankee Stadium. They were going to play in Shea. I think it was a good thing. They were trying to say, well, you still got to come out and see us. We're not gone. we're just across the city.
Well, attendance back then wasn't good. I mean, even teams like the A's when they won their World Series back to back, and they were one of the bigger attendance teams, were only averaging 15,000 a game. So the Yankee attendance, even in '76, I mean, when the Yankees, '76 was probably a big year for Yankee attendance because it was the first year in the stadium. And I think that's when it started to turn for the Yankees, to be honest with you, because if you go back.
My brother's mad. He goes, I didn't Google it. It's top of my head. I'm glad he's feeling better. Steve, we're happy that you're doing so well.
We could see it come off the top of his head with his hairline as it is.
He is a bulbida. That's for sure. My brother is. I call him Kojak at every family lunch and dinner.
Well, he looks. He looks. You know who he looks like? King Tut from the old Batman TV show.
Oh,
you remember the old Batman TV show with the big beard and the bald head? It was King Tut.
And his Tut. It looks more like a tutling. Remember my tutlings? All right. Anyway, on that note of ridiculousness, we will be ending our show. I want to thank all the people. I'm going to thank Dan Kramer for doing an amazing, or Kramer, as we all know him to be. We're going to give him a big, big thank you. Was absolutely fantastic. We got to give it two bobbles, and I just want to thank all the stars that came by, friends. We had Steve. We had Artie, also known as Caesar. We had Chris Sweeney, and the stars. We had our friend Homer Bush, Jesse Barfield,
Homer Bush.
Those were. It was a great show.
Can we have somebody else besides Jesse?
We had somebody else. Who else was there? He has friend Robert. Robert's a newbie, a rookie, a camp rookie. Obviously, was getting all the cocktails for his team. And
Shackley. Don't forget Shackley.
And onward, yes, and Jason Shackley, right? Famous man from the. We've got fame and fortune.
Yes,
so
quite the fun-filled show.
Great show, and thank you to. I want to also thank our many, all 8 of you out there who are listening. And maybe the 10 more who listen to the show. We are, by the way, anyone who wants to know, you can get these amazing stories, these great shows that we have left for posterity on YouTube. They'll be writing books one day, and we'll be running classes about the Yankees Coast to Coast podcast. And we thank you very much. Have a great night. And then we'll be back next on our normal schedule. Thursday back at 7:00. Hopefully, are you around, sir?
I believe I am. Thursday, 7
Great.
o'clock.
And then Mike and I will get on the blower later tonight, talk it over what our next programming is going to be. Most likely will be something absolutely riveting, like everything that we do around here at Yankees Coast to Coast.
Take it easy, people.
Bye.